What's up, UltraSpinners? This is Rob from the UltraSpinners team coming to you today, and we're going to be having a look at our new Mach 2 modulators that are going to be coming out. These are dropping tomorrow night, May 5th, probably around 9 p.m. And this is the evolution of the Mark 1 modulator that we introduced to the market a few months back. We wanted to bring something new out. We listened to a lot of the feedback that was coming in about these, and we think we really got something special for you. So on the left is the base model Mark 2 modulator. It comes in a full aluminum form. We'll go over some of the parts that are included with that. On the right is the Deluxe model Mark 2 modulator. This comes with brass and stainless steel, also some extra parts that we'll go over. And then down here at the bottom, we actually have some brass accessories that we're going to be offering that fit the Mark 2 line. The orbs, some brass buttons, and also our new cog system with 4-point attachment, which is really pretty awesome. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the Mark 2 modulator. So it's much smaller than our original modulator design. It's about 2/3 the size. It now features an R188 bearing. We'll take a quick look inside. And these bearings have been pressed on center line. And we use Loctite to put them in so there's no undue stress on the bearing. So as you can see, we've got the new R188 set up in there. And that has really blown the spin times wide open. This aluminum modulator Mark II has been hitting around 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Weighs about 66 grams, I believe it is, in forearm configuration as you see it now. Very light, very comfortable, very easy to flick. Fits in any kind of hand grip. It's nowhere near the footprint that our original design was. And it's got some new tricks. So along with coming now in a quad form with our modulator, and this also applies to the deluxe version, the first thing you can do is you can take 2 of these orbs off. We'll set them aside. And now it's very much in the form of our original Mark 1 modulator in more of a bar spinner type configuration. But you notice you got these ports that are now showing. So we went the extra mile and we developed some port caps. And these are just some little threaded caps that you can put in with your fingertips. And it really cleans up the look of your modulator if you decide to go with 2-bar or, as we're going to get into in a second, the 1 orb and no orb configurations. And so they just thread right in. You kind of use the pad of your thumb to get them anchored. And now we have the modulator. These have absolutely no problems balancing. They're pretty much wobble free. I'm doing this looking through the lens of a camera, so it's a little tricky, but they really don't give any kind of a problem with wobble or with any kind of balance issues. Again, nice and light, really responsive to flicking, and no balance issues whatsoever when you want to balance these on fingertip, thumb, whatever you want to do. So another cool trick you can do is you can take yet another ball off, grab one more of these caps over here, and you will put this on. Now, this was kind of an unintended little situation here, but you can basically use it as something, just kind of flip around, a little bit of a off-weight toy. You can feel it really whipping through your fingers. But some people enjoy something like this, and again with the port caps, it's a very nice clean presentation all the way around. And the last thing you can do, which is kind of cool, is nano size spinners. Really tiny spinners have been kind of becoming a thing lately. So take out all 4 orbs and go ahead and drop on all 4 caps. And now you have a very small, very stealthy ball spinner. The caps actually provide a bit of grip for your fingers. And you can spin that in nano mode without any kind of problems. And as you can see, it's very, very, very tiny. And our deluxe model over here does the same things. Now, along with that, we have some upgrade parts that you can utilize. So these to take out, just pretty much use your finger pads. You can unscrew these. And the new design that I want to show you guys right now is our newly designed cog. So we're going to take a look at that. The brass orbs here, I can give you a look at how the brass orbs work. So just like our original design, they just screw in. All of our thread sizes have been maintained as compatible. And the brass is a bit heavier than the aluminum, so it definitely changes the characteristics and the feel of the spinner. No problems with balancing it or anything of that nature, but a little more weight, and then if you want even more weight, you could add 4, or you can do the brass buttons, which will be available as an accessory purchase. And these all fit, the brass pieces fit both the Deluxe with this, that you can swap out with the stainless, or they fit the traditional aluminum model. This is actually my favorite way to rig the aluminum model right here, is with the brass buttons for a nice two-tone effect, and the 2 orbs. I really like the 2 orb configuration, but you add that in. Very comfortable, very small, very hand-friendly, pocket-friendly. Cleaning is easy with the buttons being removable, and then you can again take the port caps off and go all the way up to 4 brass if you'd like to. But the next real cool trick that this has up its sleeve, we'll take these orbs off. We'll take the rest of these port caps off. Is our newly developed cog, which is right here. So our original cog was a 2-point attachment. With the revisions that we've made to now bring the Modulator Mark II into the quad and dual form and 0 form modularity, it allowed us a much better solution for locking this in. So now you've got 4 flat spots that line up and 4 bolts that can be used. Swapping it is as easy as you see me doing right here. And again, I'm looking through the lens of my camera while I'm trying to do this, but pretty much just, and when you order your cog, it will include the 4 bolts that you need. It will include the Allen wrench that you need. We've gotten rid of the O-rings. For those of you who are familiar with our previous products, we've gotten rid of the O-rings as they don't really serve any purpose on this newer design. It aligns itself just by putting in the 4 locking bolts. The cog pretty much finds exactly where it needs to be, and it will not come off axis, which was something some of our users reported to us, is once they got it all lined up and they were having fun with it, they'd put it in their pocket, something like that, and when they'd go to take it out, the cog would be off axis. As you can see now, let me just finish getting that. As you can see now with the cog in place, perfectly on axis, and there was no tweaking or tuning with that. It still balances very easily in the finger, very comfortable. It's a much smaller size, very flickable still, and easy to install, and you can install this on the Deluxe version as well. So that is some of the different variety of parts that we're going to have available at launch. We've also got some really cool accessories coming for this. We're going to be doing one that involves some wings that will make this very reminiscent of certain sporting equipment from the fantasy world that people enjoy. We also are going to possibly revisit our Prime Forge handle attachment on the Deluxe version. And we have some other weights in the works. We're looking at doing some diamond shapes. We have some dice shapes coming out. One more thing I want to show you real quick, so I'm going to set this one aside since it's got the cog on it, is for those of you who've already bought our previous products, you might be wondering what this other row of accessories with the modulator is. And those are adapters to allow us to use our original Mark I weights and allow our customers to get a little more value out of what they purchased. So if you look here, this is the new weight for the Mark II. It's got a very short stem on it, and this is a weight for a Mark I. And it's much longer, and if you just put it in there, it will bottom out and just stick out and look really unappetizing. So what our machinist did was he went ahead and developed some collars here. And what you can do is add these collars to the Mark I weights that you already have in your collection. Now, I will say that it does change the balance a little bit. Putting the weights back off of center like this does accentuate a little more wobble out of the spinner than you would get with the shorty weights, but we wanted to do this just so that way you can utilize those accessories that you've invested in us with. And it comes with 4 collars, so if you have 4 weights of various sizes, you can utilize them. And now you can see still definitely spins and still clears. It's about the same footprint now as a Mark I modulator, but gives us, like we were saying, gives you a little bit more variability with parts and sizes. Also gives you some variability with the look and the style, and it allows you to use some of the accessories that you may have already purchased with us. So with that said, that's pretty much the overview of our Mark I modulators. The full aluminum edition with 4 aluminum orbs, 4 adapter collars, and 4 port covers will be introduced at $129.99. The Deluxe model, which comes with a brass hub, stainless steel short orbs, stainless steel button, and then brass port caps and brass Mark I weight adapters, will introduce at $149.99. We will have the brass orbs available at launch date. We will also have the brass cog available at launch date, and lastly, we will have the brass button for those of you who either want to go to a full brass edition on this, or if you want to do something that's a little bit more two-toned like I've got going on here. But what I can tell you is you guys will be really pleased with this spinner. It's fantastic. I've been enjoying the hell out of it. We've done a lot of testing and prototyping and just revisions to this to make sure that it really delivered on the promise of this format and this spinner, and also was very responsive to the feedback that we have gotten from our UltraSpinners community. So we really appreciate you guys supporting our product. We look forward to supporting ongoing some accessories for the Mark I modulator. For those of you who bought those, we'll also be making new accessories and additions of the Mark II modulator. We'll be releasing these in short batches as we're able to make them. And we hope that you guys enjoyed enough to pick one up. So thank you very much. Have a good night. Keep on spinning. This has been Rob for UltraSpinners.